Okay, everybody, 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins, Thursday evening tropical update, and we now have Invest 91L. Guys, this thing is 3,200 miles east-southeast of Tampa. Okay, we're going to be watching this thing for a long time, at least a week and a half. I do want to take you in the first couple things here. You see all these dots? These are some of the models. Okay, they think the center is down here. Look at this. They think the center is down here, but it looks like the center is up here now. Okay, that happens, especially when it's just getting started. That actually looks fairly decent, to be honest with you, the way that look right there is. But that's very important because if it thinks it's here and eventually thinks it's going to be here, you can add that up to here or from here to here, right? Just because it shifted it. And that really gets important when you get down the line where is it going to get picked up and curved out or not? You know, something down here near Barbados is, there's Barbados right there. It's really hard to pick that up, and you're really not going to pick that up and curve it out from Barbados. Okay, but if you've got something sitting up in here, it's a lot easier to get picked up and curved out. So this little shift doesn't seem like a lot right now. And in the long game, I don't think it is a lot, but that's the kind of thing that we watch for to say, okay, these models are going to all shift to the north now, just a little bit at least, because this storm did. Okay, now let's start with let's go with the Hurricane Center. All right, Hurricane Center now well, there it goes. They have 60% chance and 90% chance. So the next 2 days, we have a 60% chance we get at least a tropical storm or depression out of this thing. At least a tropical depression. Then the 90% is days 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We are running models on it now because it's Invest 91L. And these are the global models. And then you can see how it's trying to get here. There's Barbados, okay? St. Martin sitting up in here. This time frame is next Wednesday. That's 6 days away. So this thing has a long way to go. It's only moving to the west around 10 miles per hour. Okay, so it's not moving quickly. Now, here's one of the issues. The intensity, this is from Tropical Tidbits, by the way, really great site. Intensity models get it up here. And remember, this is about when it gets to the islands in here, okay? And you see some level it off, some fall apart, some go all the way up. I wouldn't think too much about those. But they all are basically saying it does try and intensify at least a little bit over the next couple of days. This is the European model, okay? You're going to be watching this. That's out in this area here. It's going to end up over here very weak, okay? So watch that. Let me stop this for you. See, there it is, close to the islands right there. That is Wednesday morning, Wednesday night, and there it is, right there in the islands, okay? There's not much to it, guys. There isn't. See it? That right over here, there's not much there, okay? Now watch as it goes across towards Puerto Rico. This is a week from tomorrow. Weak system, dragging rain from Puerto Rico to Hispaniola, and then it looks like it tries to go over Cuba, or at least just south of Cuba right there, by a week from Sunday, okay? You do not see circle, 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 right? You don't see a big storm right there on the European, all right? Now let's do the GFS. GFS, same thing. Watch where it's at, way out in the Eastern Atlantic. See that? Look, it closes it off. See that thing going towards Barbados? Again, that's Wednesday evening. So that is there, right? See it there by Barbados? That is tropical storm at least, pushing through the central, the Windward Islands, okay? And then here it goes up towards Puerto Rico by Friday night. Now, this is a week from tomorrow, okay? So this model is going to change. This model runs every 6 hours. And this is the GFS. It's all over the place. So if you're watching from Puerto Rico, don't be too worried at this time, but you do need to watch it more than anybody else. Puerto Rico and all of the Antilles. Okay, you do want to watch it, including Hispaniola. And then it takes it to the north. The latest run actually took it, and it went something like this into Florida. The one before just came up here, went boom, right into the Carolinas. And now, what is this one doing? Recurving it out to sea, at least for now. It's not going out that far. It may try and come back to the northeast. We'll see. Okay, but you get the idea. All right, here we go with the ensembles. This is the European. So I showed you the European forecast model, right? Where it had it coming here and then weak and then just kind of falling apart, right? Most of the ensembles have it out here. They don't have this down here, okay? So The majority of the model is thinking in this area in here, okay? Now, this is the GFS. There's a lot going on here, I know. We're focused on this here. Sorry, this in here, coming here, and then, see, this is another wave that comes off of Africa behind that one, and that one will try and do something like that. Okay, see how everything kind of has it fallen apart a little bit on the ensembles. It just doesn't know really what's happening once it gets towards the Caribbean. Now, this is a good one. This is the Google AI model, okay? And notice what this does too. Let me make sure I got all the time here. This basically gets it and falls apart over here as well, right? Here's the first one. It's here. It comes to here, and then poof, it's gone. This is a weak low that develops and goes up and out. That's nothing to concern. And then this is a second one that comes up and does something like this, all right? That's going to come off of Africa in the next couple of days. So, again, nothing major at this particular point. This is another version. Well, this is actually the main version here. And you can see the same thing. See, this is the one we're watching. Comes towards Barbados, the Antilles, and it loses it. One model does take it out. And then it has the other one that really tries to pick something up, but then it takes it out pretty easily. All right, so look, not a huge deal. So look at this. This is another way to look at it. The orange and the yellow, this is the European. The yellow line is the main run of the European. That's what I was showing you. See how, and it loses it over here. Okay, look at all the orange. The orange and this thick orange here, this is the basically the average of the ensembles. So you can see that they differ quite a bit. Now, let's get out here to Wednesday morning, all right? Wednesday morning. Now, the green here, the blue, those are basically the Google AI model, okay? So you see where all these little things are here now, all right? Where they think it could be. That's the AI version, okay? Now, watch as we go in time. They all recurve. And then we take out the other one so you can see, look, they're all up in here. All right? Or it just falls apart. Okay? But either way, it's not looking terrible at this particular point. All right? Here is the European. Another way to look at it, and you put the little lows on there. And you see how they all basically try and recurve it? We'll see. Runs every, well, that late goes every 12 hours. The GFS, you can see where it's thinking, or can you? I mean, it's got something here, 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 here. This is something developing here and trying to come up and out. We'll see if that happens. I do think, especially towards the end of the month, or the last couple weeks of the month, we'll be watching for something like this. And this, by the way, is the 14th of the month. And then this is the European, and this is basically just the odds of having a tropical depression. Obviously high in here, and then it kind of starts to fall apart here, right? This is something coming up like this. This is that second wave coming off like that. This is something just going off towards the west. All right, that is it, guys. So I'll keep you updated as this wears on. Right now it's not a major issue, but the problem with this one is we're going to be watching this thing for so long, and people are all, from especially after last year, like, what's going to happen? Where's the storm? What's it going to do? We will likely get a depression here the next couple of days, and once we do that, we will get basically the cone, and of course, then we can be watching it even more so. But you have no worries here in Florida, and even really the United States now for at least a week. Okay, just watch the U.S. Virgin Islands and the Antilles, and that would be next Wednesday. Okay, guys? All right, that's it. Hope you have a great one.